Next item, staff report and other items. None are listed. Next item is public comment, so if anyone in the room or on chat would like to make a comment regarding aquifer protection, please make your intentions known at this point. No one's here in the room, and nothing on chat. Okay then, we will move on to the approval of our minutes from December 15th.
We don't have them.
Which we did not receive, so
No.
we cannot approve those minutes
Yep.
at this point. So then we will move on, and I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second?
Say-
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
I want to know what the time was.
That was probably the shortest meeting I've ever
Recording stopped.
been part of.
Right at the top time.
We'll have to remind Dan we need minutes. begin with introduction of members and seating of alternates, and we'll begin with town staff.
Dan Beret, Town Planner.
Okay, and for commission members, this is Bob Ellsworth speaking.
Tom Bransfield speaking.
Carolyn Freeman.
Robert Taylor.
Tom, would you be seated for Chantel, please?
Certainly.
Okay, next, first item is to accept the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, the agenda is accepted as presented. We'll move on to our regular meeting. First item is application 22-20, which is 127 Main Street, proposed site plan for new two-story commercial storage unit building. My understanding is we will not be reviewing that at tonight's meeting. So we'll move on to the next item, which is application 22-21, 15 Wilcox Hill Road, proposed site plan review for a new bus terminal with attached maintenance garage. Application and property of L&D Realty, LLC, map 83, lot 38-3, zone I. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this application? It was questionable.
Yeah, I don't think Jim's online, so I wasn't able to have a follow-up conversation from a message I left him about this, so I believe we'll just delay the opening of the public hearing until the next subsequent meeting.
Okay, will that be a public hearing, or?
Or, I'm sorry,
Okay, the
just
review.
the
Okay.
review.
Okay.
I always get that messed up.
Right. So do we have a motion then to continue this?
We don't have to, because we haven't opened it yet.
Okay, fine. Then we'll just move on. Next item of business is to receive in applications, and there are two. The first is application 22-23, 529 Glastonbury Turnpike, proposed site plan review for 3 new commercial self-storage buildings. Application and property of Global 17 LLC, map 83, lot 38-2, zone I. And the next item is application 22-24, 60 West Cotton Hill Road, proposed 3-lot subdivision, application and property of Bill and Jennifer Meisner, map 100, lot 12, zone R25.
Yes, so,
Anything you'd like to say on those?
yeah, so just the 60 West Cotton Hill, since the subdivision's a public hearing, so do you want to set that date for the April 2nd meeting?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, then we'll move on to old business, and the first item is electric vehicle charging stations. So I did a little bit of research, and I found a couple of articles that were I thought were pretty well written. Just, the article presented, it wasn't recommendations, but it was suggestions or examples of what other commissions have done. So I believe Dan will send out the links to those articles. But I made a couple of notes here just to get you guys thinking about it. These are really covered in the article, but the couple of things that jumped out at me were what they call make-ready standards. So as applications are reviewed for new developments, you could consider having them install the infrastructure for charging stations, putting in capacity and conduits for future charging stations. For new homes, you might want to consider homes with garages be constructed with EV charging requirements in mind. And one thing that jumped out at me was that it's 91% more expensive to retrofit existing parking for EV charging stations than it is to do it when you're developing the parking areas. So another next item that I noted was supply equipment standards. So there are national electric codes that need to be met, but things for zoning commissions to consider would be, you know, the height of the charging stations, whether they present any trip hazard, whether cord retraction processes should be in place to retract the cords. Location should be such that it would be minimal damage if there were an accident to happen in the area. ADA requirements for charging stations, American Disability Act, and should bollards be in place to protect the charging stations. So just more examples. Another was parking space design and location. So a couple of things that were noted was that charging stations shouldn't infringe on parking space length requirements that currently exist. Their location and design should discourage non-electric vehicle use in those spots. And zoning, your requirements could specify location on streets or in parking spots. You know, permitted in some and not in others. Other things to consider, do electric vehicle charging station parking spots count towards the minimum parking spaces required for a new development, say? And we might want to consider reducing the number of electric vehicle charging spots required if fast chargers are installed, as opposed, you know, there's a 3 level of charging, 1, 2, and 3, which is slow, medium, and fast, I guess. So if fast chargers are installed, could we consider reducing the required? And then we talked about signage, lighting, and usage fees for these charging stations. Operations of the charging stations, so they must be maintained and kept in service. Should be phone number posted to report any problems. And time limits should be posted to prohibit indefinite parking in these locations. And would we allow, or should the town allow de-energizing these charging stations after normal working hours, say if the charging station were at a grocery store or some other retail place? I mean, can they shut them down after when they close? And landscape requirements. And then the other thing, they had a fairly lengthy definition of terms, because there's a whole bunch of terms related to electric vehicles that are kind of new to people, so they recommended including those. So just a few notes I made. I thought some things, good things to consider. So I'll ask you then at the end to send out the links, or
Yep.
is that the right thing?
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Okay.
One thing,
Yeah.
kind of, from what you had said on that list, if we do consider making like new work for like residential garages, or like make-ready requirement, is that something we would extend to someone who's pulling a permit to do for old work? And if they're doing electrical work, you know, so if they're running like a sub-panel to their garage, you know, is that something we're gonna then have to require, or, you know, make ready for, you know, that as well, so.
Point. Okay. Excuse me. So I have nothing more on that, unless anyone else does. So we'll move on then to Riverfront Overlay Zone. Anything new to report there, Dan?
I don't have anything new. You know, we had just discussed last time some of the ideas.
Yep.
And we were kind of waiting on Victoria to come and express some of hers.
Right.
Unfortunately, she wasn't able to obviously make this meeting. I do believe she will be able to make the next. And then, so I don't know if you want to continue discussing some of the ideas that were presented earlier, or table this until the full board's here.
I think we should wait So
wait
we're
for-
not repeating ourselves?
Do we have a-
So,
Do we have a deadline on this?
No,
Okay.
no. This is kind of just something I thought we should take up because the town is gonna eventually do an RFP. I don't have a timeline on when that will be done. I assume I will start talking to Ryan about that once budget is complete and once we get, you know, the hiring process underway in the land use office.
I did see an interesting article regarding the old, place in Middletown. The Canoe Club, Harbor Park?
Yep.
Yeah, where apparently it's getting very, very expensive to meet, waterfront requirements. So, I mean, granted, they are rehabbing an existing building, but, anyway, okay. Anything else on Riverfront? We'll wait till Victoria and Chantel are here to join us. So we'll move on to staff report. Any correspondence?
Oh, we have no correspondence.
Okay, any, update on Brainerd Place?
I believe they're just working through some last things to address. When I drove by earlier today, it does look like they're digging out the foundation for that first building, the hole, so hopefully they'll be pouring concrete soon.
Okay. I thought I saw in, Board of Selectmen minutes, something about a, retaining wall that it was determined needed to be installed. I'm assuming that's along,
Along Perry, yeah. So
Perry, yeah.
there was a debate between them as to whether they were gonna do a temporary retaining wall, or a final, you know, finished retaining wall. I'm not sure what their conclusion was on that. And I know the Board of Selectmen is also looking at the tax abatement with the addition of Phase 3, and how that should be altered based on the new, new flow of the project. So, but I haven't been talking to Ryan much since Liz left.
I did see that a very large apartment, development was approved over in Middletown. I believe it's scheduled to be 400
Wow.
units
Oh.
off of Newfield Street.
Hmm.
So, interesting.
Oh, I thought they withdrew.
They did withdraw one, but this was a different, this is, yeah,
Yeah, the wetland, the one with the wetlands?
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
yeah, that one got,
Off Newfield, I thought. Out near Lawrence School.
okay.
Yeah, that's the one I was familiar with. I wasn't
Yeah.
familiar with the other one, but.
I can send a link if anyone's interested.
Yeah, sure, if you wanna send that, and then I can send that around with the other ones.
Okay, then we will move on to public comment. If any member of the public would like to make any comments at this time, make your intentions known. There is no one from the public here in the room. Anyone on chat? No one on chat tonight. Okay, then we'll move on to approval of the minutes from March 2nd of 2023.
And I have some changes. or
Yep.
Corrections.
Okay?
Okay, so, under item 4, I was looking at it says proposed special permit reduce square footage, and I don't think that's the right verbiage.
No, it was an increase, yeah.
So I think there was there's
An
a
error?
little bit of
Okay.
change in the verbiage that has to go there. And I also noticed that Tom was indicated as somebody who approved it, and Tom wasn't seated.
No, I wasn't seated.
So his name should be changed to mine.
Ken was seated,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
that's correct.
And then there was, in item number 5, there is extra wording at the end of the application text. I think it's supposed to be under the next application, because it talks about application 2220 at the end of application 2216. You see what I'm
Okay,
talking about?
page
Third
3,
line.
yeah,
Yeah, page 3,
yeah.
okay, and,
Okay, so that, it looks like the after application 22-20, after that wording should probably be deleted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, Tom is mentioned as an individual who was in favor, but he wasn't seated. So he should just be deleted.
It's also listed as seated on
Yeah, that
the,
would have been, wouldn't that have
in the
been
members
okay?
present section.
Yeah.
Was
Well, yeah, you're listed as, yeah,
I wasn't seated. I was
No.
present, but I wasn't seated.
yeah. So
Right.
if you're not seated, you
Right.
don't go up there.
That should be you, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I am.
Yeah, there's 6 people up on there.
Yeah,
was there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was here,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I had a question about, on page 5, under staff update, it's Brainerd Place update, it says there was no update, and then it says waiting on International Code Council comments. I don't know if that's on page 5, under item 10.
Yep.
I don't, did we talk about that? I don't remember. I was just trying to,
I think that was just a brief update from Dan.
Yeah, I think I did say
But-
something. That's the ICC thing I always say.
Well, then that should
For
be
the-
okay.
Yeah.
For the foundation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I think that did occur.
I think maybe, okay. And I think that's it. That's all I had. Anybody else has anything?
Nope. Okay, so we do have a quorum of members who were present at that meeting, so I believe we can go ahead and approve these? Or do we need to wait for a revised edition?
No, you approve it as written with the amendments. Approve it as amended.
So I'll make the motion to approve the March 2nd, 2023 minutes as amended.
Okay, may I have a second, please?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, the minutes are approved. And next item, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, the meeting is adjourned.
17 minutes.
Recording stopped.
Pretty darn good.
Minutes.
We would have broke the
Usually
record.
not nice job
I
to,
know.
make the motion to adjourn.
Adjourn. Woo-hoo. Is that a record? Or are we done short?
Aye.
quite a record.
Huh?
I don't think it's quite a record.
Not quite, but
Yeah, I think we
Sounds
had,
close.
yeah. Maybe if I hadn't had so many comments, I would.
it would have been a record, I think.
You know,
Sometimes
we're still
those
getting
things-
home when it's light out, so.
Yeah, right.
How's your husband?
I don't know if you heard Bert
He's
on
doing
this
all
having
right.
an eating
And all
break
the
tonight.
stunts and-
Yes,
He's
I
got
actually,
5
one of their employees came in, yeah.